to be in the association of wonderful devotees here. This is my first time at Philadelphia, Shri New Nilachal Dham, yes, and the wonderful deities of Shri Shri Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Shri Shri Radha Sarad Vihari, Gaurnitai are here. And I was just thinking that I am coming from Ujjain, which is one of the oldest cities in India. It is considered to be the 7 oldest cities. They call Saptapuri. One of them is Avantipuri, and that is Ujjain. An interesting thing is, Lord Jagannath appeared for the king of Ujjain, King Indradyumna. So, wonderful relationship that yesterday we were missing great Snan Yatra festival which happened at Ujjain and other holy places in Puri. And today Lord Jagannath is giving us darshan here. He is sitting wonderfully, giving mercy to all wonderful devotees here. And there is wonderful connection of Jagannath with Gaurnitai. Because for the 4 ages, like Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga and Kali Yuga, there are 4 presiding deities. For Satya Yuga, presiding deities are Nar Narayan. Anyone of you went to Badrika Ashram, Badrinath? Anyone? You heard about it? Badrinath? So the deities there are Nar Narayan. Why they are presiding deities of Satya Yuga? Because they are doing meditation there. So the Yuga Dharma of Satya Yuga was meditation. Presiding deity is Nar Narayan. In Treta Yuga, the presiding deity is Rameshwaram. Because Lord Ramchandra did pastime there, and he is the Lord of Treta Yuga, the Yug Purush. Then in Dwapar Yuga, the presiding deity is Dwarkadhish in Dwarka, Gujarat. Any Gujaratis here? In ISKCON temples without Gujarati is not possible, yes. So, two Bengalis and Gujaratis is compulsory in ISKCON temple. So, Gujarat. But Kali Yuga, what is the Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga? Harinam Sankirtan. Who is the Lord of Kali Yuga? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought people in Kali Yuga are very lazy. Manda Sumanda Matayo. They will not do meditation. They will not do yagyas, sacrifice. They will not worship in the temple. And although I came to give holy name, but their situation while chanting holy name, we know. People take pills to sleep. But as soon as devotees put their hand in the bead bag, what happens? The first mala, Hare Krishna, it goes off. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows that even while chanting holy name, they will sleep. So I have to tie up with somebody who can actually help in my mission. That is Lord Jagannath. Why Lord Jagannath? Because Lord Jagannath is eating God. Worship of Lord Jagannath is simply taking his prasad. You must have seen people sleeping while sitting in the class, right? You have experience? Yes, you must have seen people sleeping while chanting. Yes, maybe yourself. Sometimes. You must have seen people sleeping while doing anything, but you must have not seen people sleeping while eating. This is the rarest, not possible. And therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tied up with Lord Jagannath and he stayed in Jagannath Puri and made his headquarters there. Therefore, these deities of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra and Baladev, they themselves came in ISKCON. I am sure you must be knowing this pastime, how Mother Malati brought small Jagannath to Srila Prabhupada, and then Srila Prabhupada told Shyam Sundar Prabhu to carve big deities, and that were the first deities of ISKCON. So that's how actually Jagannath joined ISKCON himself. Prabhupada didn't install Jagannath, Jagannath came himself. So this is the wonderful family of ISKCON, how Lord is so merciful that actually he is distributing his mercy all over the world. When we preach in India, people ask, how many temples you have around the world? And we say we have thousands of temples. Why? Because each devotee's home is temple. ISKCON devotees, their each home is temple. Because devotees are practicing Krishna consciousness. They're rising early in the morning, chanting their rounds. They're reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Each home is a temple. And that is a miracle. 500 years ago, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu predicted, Prithvite Ache Jata Nagaradi Gram, Sarvatra Prachar Hoi Vimurnam. Every town and village, the holy name of Lord will be chanted. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And that's how Srila Prabhupada took this message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so sincerely and distributed all over the world. We are so fortunate. Srila Prabhupada gave us these wonderful temples. Srila Prabhupada gave us his wonderful books. Srila Prabhupada gave us the holy name. Srila Prabhupada gave us his devotees. Srila Prabhupada gave us prasad. Yes? Any ISKCON program without prasad is not complete. Yes, Dronacharya Prabhu? There is prasad for everyone? Yes. So every ISKCON program there has to have prasad. But the best gift of Srila Prabhupada is he gave us our identity. If we think about it, there are so many organizations distributing food. There are so many organizations giving clothes and shelter and medication and so many other psychological counseling and this and that. So many organizations, NGOs, non-profits, they are doing it. But the rarest of rare thing is one's own identity. Imagine meeting a person on the street, ask him, from where you are coming? He said, I don't know. Where you want to go? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. What we will do? We will put him in mental asylum. The biggest gift of Srila Prabhupada is he made us realize we are not this body. We are spirit soul. Sometimes hearing Srila Prabhupada's lectures, we think, why again and again Prabhupada is talking about body, soul, body, soul, body, soul. But that's the biggest thing we can get in our life. We are not this flesh. We are something beyond it. That's the gift of Srila Prabhupada. Then the next thing comes is, we come from a spiritual source. That is Krishna. That is the Supreme Lord. Then everything becomes so different. Like one time, one boy asked his father, Father, from where we came? Who is our ancestors? Father said, Darwin told we came from monkeys. He said, okay, we came from monkeys. But he was doubtful. Boys, children, they don't trust father much. So they want to double confirm with mother. So the boy went to mother and asked, Mother, from where we came? Who are our ancestors? He said, we came from Krishna, his Supreme Personality of Godhead. He gave birth to Brahma. Brahma gave birth to so many Prajapatis, and that's how we came. The boy became completely confused. He said, Papa told me we came from monkeys. You are telling us we came from Krishna. Who is right? Mother said, both are right. He said, how? Your father's family came from monkeys and my family came from Krishna. So it's such a blessing to know that we are actually part and parcel of Krishna. Who is Satchidanand? Sat, he is eternal. He never dies. We will also never die. Chit, he is full of knowledge. See, in this life we study so many things, PhDs and double PhDs. But next life again we have to start with Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Isn't it? But spirit soul is full of knowledge and ananda, bliss. We all want to be happy. But just realizing that we are part and parcel of Krishna, who is the source of all happiness, we become happy. And that is the biggest gift of Srila Prabhupada. And therefore, in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada expected that we understand the philosophy, the science behind what we are doing, why we are doing. It's not mere rituals that we are practicing here. He expected us to go deep in the philosophy and understand what is the importance of this Krishna consciousness movement. One time, Srila Prabhupada was walking with his disciples and Prabhupada saw a very nice big bungalow. Prabhupada said, such a nice house. If we get this, we will serve Krishna with this. And all devotees said, Hari Bol, Jai Srila Prabhupada, very nice, very nice. Prabhupada went ahead. Prabhupada said, very nice car, very big car. Prabhupada said, such a nice car. If we get this car, we'll serve Krishna with it. And devotee said, Hari Bol, Jai Prabhupada, wonderful, Jai, Jai. You know how Prabhupada disciples, after Prabhupada's lecture, they all say, Jai Prabhupada. You know. And Prabhupada went ahead. It was morning walk. And he saw a big dog. It was such a nice dog. If we get this dog, we'll serve Krishna with this dog. And devotees again, Hari Bol, Jai Srila Prabhupada, wonderful, Jai, Jai. Prabhupada said, you rascals, what you will do with the dog? Don't be blind follower. You understand the essence, understand the philosophy. So this whole movement, Prabhupada named as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It depends on individual how he is refining his consciousness. It's not about changing the dress, changing hairstyle or no hairstyle, or some nice marks of tilak or some language. You know, we have our own Vaishnava language, devotees meet together. Vancha Prabhu, Vancha. They don't understand what is this Vancha. It's Vancha Kalpataru Bhashe, offering pranams. It's not about changing externals. Yes, externals have their own role, but main thing is polishing our consciousness. That is the purpose of this movement. And therefore Prabhupada didn't name it as International Society for Krishna's Service, International Society for Krishna's Work, International Society for Krishna something, no. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And this consciousness is our currency. How it is our currency? What we do with currency? We get things. In previous ages, you must have heard, barter system. How people used to get things? Like you have rice, somebody has grains, other grains, some wheat or something, you will exchange it. That's barter system. But it's difficult because to carry all these things and to find a suitable person who needs your things and you get his things, difficult. So they came up with the concept of exchanging gold and silver. But then again, carrying gold and then weighing it became difficult. So they came up with gold coins. Okay, the coin, this has certain value and then you can purchase things. You see how things are becoming more and more easier. Now the coins are replaced with paper currency. Now again, carrying paper currency is difficult. I remember in our childhood when we used to go for our classes and we have to pay our tuition fee, mother used to tell, put money inside like this, somebody can steal it, and it's difficult to carry money, especially if you want to carry big amount. So then they came with cards, Haribol, more subtle. Now you don't realize how much you are shopping, right? Previously when people used to go, every bill you give, you realize, oh, my money is going. Now just tap it and your account is empty. So it's becoming more and more subtle. Now subtler than this is piety. Piety, our pious activities is also our wealth. It is more subtle. It helps us to go to upper planetary systems. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Urdham gachanti sattvastha. So as much as piety we get in this world, we go to higher and higher planetary systems. And we enjoy there more and more facilities. But more subtle than piety is consciousness. Because consciousness cannot just give higher and higher sense gratification in this world, but if the consciousness is pure, it can help us to enter in the spiritual world, the abode of Krishna. And therefore, this consciousness is our wealth. In the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Bhishma Pitama is leaving his body, his whole chapter, passing away of Bhishma Dev, and Lord personally goes there. Lord Krishna along with Pandavas go to see Bhishma Pitama. Actually Bhishma Pitama was waiting for Krishna to come. And when Bhishma Pitama is talking to Krishna, Bhishma Pitama tells Krishna, I have one offering to make. What do you want to offer? Bhishma Pitama tells, I have a daughter, I want to marry that daughter to you. Everybody is surprised. Bhishma Pitama, for what he is famous? Bhishma? Celibacy. He was a celibate. Bhishma means great vow of celibacy. So he took that vow of celibacy. How come he has a daughter? The Bhishma Pitama says, no, I have a daughter. And I kept that daughter very chaste. I kept that daughter protected. I never allowed that daughter to get polluted. And today I am offering you that daughter to to you, Krishna. Please marry her. Who is that daughter? Vishwapita says, my consciousness is my daughter. My consciousness is my daughter. I was keeping it pure. Although I was living in the palace, I was between all this politics, but I was keeping my consciousness pure for offering it to you, Krishna. This is our real wealth. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Yam yam vapi smarana bhavam tejante anta kalevaram. The consciousness at the time of death determines where we will go in our next life. And it's a very serious topic. Because we all know where we will go after this program, right? Anyone who is doubt, they can stay back in temple. We all know where we will go after this program. But after this life, where we will go? People have no clue. No clue. Even when they get news of death, they don't know what to do. Like one man got the report. He did some tests and he got a report that he has a terminal disease and he is going to die within 1 month. What ISKCON devotee will do? If he'll know that 1 month is remaining, what he will do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. We'll chant holy name, right? But this person was hardcore materialistic. What he did? He took out all his money. He sold his home. And all that money he invested in buying a chartered plane. And he thought, anyway, I am going to die in 1 month. So let me enjoy the best in the world. So with that chartered plane, he was going everywhere. He was going Disney World and he was going Las Vegas and this and that. Everywhere he went. After 1 month, his money already finished. Nothing happened to him. So after 1 month, 2-3 days more, and 1 week, he was having no money. He spent all his money expecting that after 1 month he will die. So after 5 weeks, nothing happened. He came back to the doctor. He said, doctor, you gave me the report, I'll die within 1 month, nothing happened. He said, oh, let me check. He checked, sorry, it was somebody else's report. You are okay, you will live for next 20 years. So people don't know what to do even when they receive news of dying. And therefore our moment is art of dying. Yes, we learn to live. We don't live like animals. But we learn also how to die, how to leave this body. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. If you think about it, Srimad Bhagavatam starts with story of Parikshit Maharaj, who has been cursed to leave his body in 7 days. And that's how the whole teaching of Srimad Bhagavatam comes. So we all have to learn this. How to leave our body, how to prepare ourselves for the next destination. Actually, when we go to sleep, how many of you like sleeping? Honestly? Everyone, right? How you feel after sleeping? You feel refreshed? Why is that? The soul is carrying the burden of this body. This body is dead flesh. And soul gets tired carrying this burden of body. So the soul sleeps. Now imagine if soul is free of this body, how happy soul will become. That is eternal life. That is the life Srila Prabhupada has come to give us. And therefore we are preparing for that consciousness. And whatever habits we adopt in this life, that becomes our last thought. You know, there was a tailor, and that tailor, when he woke up in the morning, he saw his clothes are cut. He said, how come my clothes are cut? Who cut my clothes? Then he realized in his dream, because whole day what tailors do? They cut clothes. 1 meter, 2 meters, 1 meter, 2 meters. So in dream he cut his own clothes. That is habit. The habits you adopt in this life, that becomes your next destination. Like, have you have family photos? In previous times, now of course we have all phones and we take thousands of photos, nobody looks at them again. You know, they just go in our phone memory, then cloud memory. But previous days, decades, there used to be this reel cameras. And the camera reel was fixed, so you were very particular which photo to take. And then whole family would stand together, and then, you know, there was some cameraman, he will put some flashlight and then take a photograph. Just imagine at that very moment, when the photographer is going to click, at that very moment when mosquito goes inside your nose, what will happen? What will be your expression? You won't like that photograph, right? Now same happens with us at the time of death. Somebody takes our photograph. You know who is that? Chitragupta. Chitra means photo and Gupta means secretly. He's taking our photos secretly. What you are doing. And at the end of our life, he clicks a photo. Okay, got it. This is your next life. So somebody is thinking about money. He may become a cockroach in a bank. Somebody is thinking about some animals. He become animal. Somebody is thinking about any material sense gratification. He will get life accordingly. But devotees, they will think about Krishna. And therefore this habit has to be adopted. There are simple tests we can do in our life. When you hit yourself, somehow, you're walking and you couldn't see something and you hit your leg, what comes out? What comes out first thing? Do we really remember Krishna? Sometimes people are, Mummy, or sometimes, I don't want to talk it on the microphone, but they call all kind of nasty words. So when the death will come, what will come out of their mouth? But devotee should practice. My spiritual master one time, he woke up and he was telling that how many times we dream of Krishna. Really, our consciousness is in Krishna or not? How you'll think about Krishna at the time of death? This is our test. If we are in pain, do we really remember Krishna? That is our practice. We all should meditate. See, out of 9 limbs of devotional service, one is Smaranam. Yes, we are chanting. Yes, we are reading. Yes, we are hearing. But then comes Smaranam. Smaranam is important. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Shri Radha Sharad Vihari ki Jai. What I was telling? Yes, Smaranam. So yes, chanting is important, hearing is important, but Smaranam is also important. How much we are remembering Krishna. Therefore, even while chanting, remembering is important. Even while doing services, remembering Krishna is important. Even while hearing, remembering is important. See, 2 things, when you apply them, then only they give benefit. One is knowledge, one is cosmetics. You keep cosmetics in Almirah, they will not work. You have to use them. In the same way, knowledge has to be used. It has to be applied in life. And we have to practice day to day remembering Krishna. Actually, crisis comes in our life to make us Krishna conscious. Many times, many devotees, they come to Krishna consciousness when they are in crisis. In India we have an advertisement, Daag achhe hain. The stains are good. That's the advertisement of a detergent powder. In the same way, miseries are good. Because in miseries, we tend to turn towards Krishna. And these miseries force us to become Krishna conscious. Actually, our whole movement, if you see one devotee was sharing with me in Philadelphia, I don't know, don't forgive me if that devotee is sitting here. One devotee was sharing, 20 years one person was visiting temple, he never became devotee. But then he got cancer, he became devotee. I don't know if that devotee is still there around. So many times these miseries, these problems make us Krishna conscious. But we should not wait for those problems. We should become Krishna conscious beforehand. That is the root solution for all problems. How many of you saw Tom and Jerry? Honestly? Yes? So sometimes when Jerry hit Tom, then a big boom bump comes. You seen that? And then what Tom does? He pushes it down. Then what happens? What happens? It comes out from somewhere else, right? You've seen that? Then it comes out. Same is our material solutions. We try to fix one thing and then another problem comes out. Then we fix something else, another problem comes out. But the root solution for all problems is Ante Narayana Smriti, remembering Krishna at the time of death. That's the root solution. After that, there are no more miseries. Like His Holiness Indradumna Swami Maharaj shares this pastime when he was traveling with Srila Prabhupada and he reached to the temple, and actually from airport only the bag was lost, and then he had to get the bag, and then he has to put everything in taxi. He was alone. So by the time he reached temple, whole program was over. The arrival address was over, prasadam was over, everything was over. And then he had to drag these bags upstairs in Prabhupada's room. And with lot of endeavor, he was sweating, he was so tired, hungry, and he took these bags in Srila Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada was right standing there. And Prabhupada actually slapped on his back. And Prabhupada said, so much endeavor in this material world. But when you will go in the abode of Krishna, there is no more miseries, no more endeavor. That is our goal. Ante Narayana Smriti. We have to go back to Krishna. Like in India, many times we travel in trains. And you know, how many of you traveled Indian trains by any chance? Yes. Yes. Nice experience? So sometimes the window will be broken, sometimes the fan won't work, sometimes the lights won't. I'm not criticizing India, by the way, but I'm just sharing the experience. How many of you try to repair that fan? How many of you try to fix the window? Why? Because you know this is not your home. It's just a vehicle which will take us to our destination. In the same way, when we travel in car, many times things happen. You know, flat tire. Just now we are having difficulty. Yeah, Chaitanya Chandra. Flat tire, sometimes some difficulty, and we have to fix it. But we don't keep on sitting in the car. We know what is our destination. So yes, fixing problems in our life is important. It's okay. But that's not the ultimate goal of life. You ask people when they become old, what did you achieve in your life? And they'll say, I settled all my sons, I settled all my daughters, I have nice credit, I'll get my nice pension, that's all. You're still sitting in the car. Where is the destination? Ante Narayana Smriti. Remembering Krishna, going back to Krishna. And that is the purpose of preaching. Why we preach? We preach so that people realize what is the destination, what is the goal of their life. Why Srila Prabhupada took so much trouble? One time one devotee told Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you are now old, don't travel so much, you stay in one place, don't travel. Prabhupada said, if I stop traveling, boy, you would not be here. Because I am traveling, you are here. That's the purpose of my traveling. Another time, one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, very interesting. He asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, when we will reach back to Godhead, how we will recognize you? Nice question. When we will go back to Godhead, how we will recognize you? You know what was Prabhupada's response? How you will reach without me? I'll only take you. And when I'll take you back to Godhead, I'll take your hand and I'll take you straight to Krishna. Prabhupada says. And then I'll give your hand in Krishna's hand. And I'll leave you with Krishna forever. And this devotee started to cry. He said, Prabhupada, where you will go? Okay, you will leave us with Krishna forever, but where you will go? Prabhupada said, because I have to reclaim more souls and I bring them to Krishna. That is the purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement. Janma sarthak kari, kar paropakar. Janma sarthak kari. We all have to accept these teachings of Krishna consciousness wholeheartedly and then give it to others. And understand this can only fix the problems of this world. Otherwise, people are too serious about their petty problems until they don't have bigger goal. You see so many fights. You know, we have seen recently so many wars. Recently we had India-Pakistan war. The very day we were flying out, there was some firing. The devotees were telling, you will go and you will get stuck and there will be big war and this will happen and that will happen. Israel-Palestine war and Russia-Ukraine war and then situation in Bangladesh, so many fighting. And not only on international level, look at people life in home. They're domestic wars. Like one person, he saw fingers of one lady. He said, see your fingers, you're not wearing your marriage ring in the right finger. He said, Rhea, I purposefully put it there. Why? Generally you put it in this finger. He said, just to remember that I married the wrong person. So domestic level also they are fighting. Everywhere there is war. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. And what is that? Putting Krishna in the center. See, in our India, and I don't know about here, but in India is very common. The neighbors fight on small things. But when there is fighting between one neighborhood and another neighborhood, they become friends. Now it's about our neighborhood, then become one, right? And then there is fighting between one city and one city, then whole city, all neighborhood become one. And then there are interstate programs, the cricket match between two states or some, then whole cities, they forget their animosity, they become one. And then there is India-Pakistan war, whole India will become one. Why? Because the purpose is changing. This whole world can become one if the center is Krishna. Ante Narayana Smriti. And that's what we have to remind each other. The only solution to this world is Krishna consciousness. So let us come together, prepare ourselves to preach Krishna consciousness, give it to others, and also bring more and more preachers in our society. We need preachers. This world is suffering without preaching. Srila Prabhupada wrote a very nice song in Bengali before he came to America. He wrote for his spiritual master. He wrote, Jivere Darad Dukhi Srila Prabhupada. Who is a Vaishnava? Vaishnava is one who becomes miserable seeing others' misery. In Gujarati also we have Vaishnava Janato Tene Kahiye Jo Peer Parahi Jane. So one who becomes miserable by seeing others' misery is a Vaishnava. And therefore Krishna loves his Vaishnavas so much. You know how much Krishna loves his Vaishnava devotees? Krishna tells, this comes in the story of Ambarish Maharaj. When Durvasa tried to kill Ambarish, Ambarish didn't move even for an inch. And when Sudarshan Chakra was chasing Durvasa, Durvasa had whole world tour. You know that pastime. And at last he had to come and surrender to Ambarish. That time Lord Vishnu tells a very beautiful point. He says, you know why I love my devotees so much? Because they are not concerned about themselves. They are selfless. They are so dependent on me that you try to kill him, but he is praying for you. That is a Vaishnava. That is compassion of Vaishnava. And therefore, devotees are not concerned where they will go after this life, because they have that insurance policy of Krishna's shelter. Krishna is promising, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. And devotees take that insurance. Yes, Krishna is with me. Same pastime in Ramayana. Beautiful pastime. Lord Ram kills Vali. You know that pastime, huh? Lord Ram was hiding and he killed Vali. So when Vali was in his last, he was taking his last breath, he thanked Lord Ram. Lord Ram said, why are you thanking me? I killed you. I was hiding and I attacked you like that. Vali said, no, I am very grateful to you. Why? Because everyone has to die. And when you die with your own karma, your karma decides your destiny. Imagine you have to go to Washington on your own. You have to drive, you have to put gas, and you have to take appointment to see White House, right? There's some system like that. But imagine the president himself calls you. Please come on Independence Day, 4th of July, we'll award you. Then what will happen? The arrangements will be made by the state. They will arrange for your ticket, they will give grand welcome, they will call you and they will award you. So Vali told Lord Ram that if I would have died with my own karma, I would have gone through all troubles in my life. But now you are sending me to death. That means you are making all arrangements for me. You will send me to the best destination. Therefore, devotees are not having any anxiety. Marobi rakobi jo ichha tuhar, nitya dasa pratitva adhikar. In the temple of Tirupati, how many of you visited Tirupati? Yes? Very remote. But imagine the time of Ramanujacharya, it was completely remote. No one used to go there. So Ramanujacharya sent one of his disciples, Anantacharya. That time there was no facility, so they were actually creating different gardens and pukur, pond and everything for Balaji's service. One day, one big snake came and bitten Anantacharya. The wife, Anantacharya's wife came, put some medicines, herbs, became all right. So he came to Lord in the evening. So every day he would go in the morning with a garland, he would put garland to Lord Balaji. But this day, because of this whole thing, he was late, he went in evening. Now Balaji would talk to Anantacharya. So Balaji told Ananta, what happened today you are so late? Ananta told, oh my lord, you don't know, today one snake, I got snake bite and I was almost dead and unconscious, and my wife put this and that and I got recovered. And Balaji is in form of a child. Bala means child, Balaji. So he said, oh, snakes? Here are snakes? Are you not afraid of snakes, Ananta? And I said, no, I am not afraid of snakes. Oh, you are not afraid of snakes? You are not afraid of death? No, I am not afraid of death. Why? He said a very beautiful thing. Anantacharya told, Lord, if I would have been dead, I would have garlanded you in the Vaikuntha. And you have saved me, I am garlanding you here. My service will remain same. And therefore, devotees have no anxiety. Isn't it wonderful? No anxiety. You don't have to go to psychiatrist. Many times, psychiatrists themselves go in depression because whole day they are hearing problems. Like, I'll give you one example. How many of you, when you lock your door, after some time you go back and check, have I locked or not? Anyone? After you lock your car, you again make sure it's locked or not. Anyone? Yes, please don't be shy. Yes? This is pre-psychiatric issue. Now, you are not knowing this, right? You are not knowing this is pre-psychiatric issue. But now you have known it. Next time the thought will come, let me recheck. You will think, oh, Prabhuji told in class it is pre. Am I going mad or what? So the psychiatrists, they hear so much about psychology. Actually, they go mad. One psychologist in Indore, he took a big loan from bank and make big clinic. So the patients were coming. One lady came and the lady asked, doctor, I am in a problem. I think negative things all the time. Doctor said, can you give me example what kind of negative things you think? She said, you see, you have built such a big clinic, not much patients are coming. What will happen? You'll become bankrupt. The psychologist went into depression. So that's how it works, because they don't have solution. People are paying to just get somebody whom they can tell their problems. In India also now, I don't know about West, they must have started long back. But in India also, 5,000 rupees per hour you have to pay for somebody. He will just sit, he will have nice table, nice flower vase, nice lighting, okay, tell your problems. No solution, just sharing. And in temple you come, there are always people speaking, they are ready to hear you. Ante Narayana Smriti, because we have the solution. What is the solution? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So let us take this process very, very seriously. Prabhupada didn't leave behind an organization. He left behind an responsibility. This movement means what? Like Indian national movement. Movement means people give their lives. In the same way, Prabhupada left this Hare Krishna movement. So we revolutionize our lives and we also help others to get shelter of Sri Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Anyone want to share something? Any correction, comments, questions? Anyone? You want to add something, Prabhu? Dronacharya?
It's very pleasing to hear just the philosophy you were speaking, the pastimes. That was really nice. You said with Srila Prabhupada, this is, how will I recognize you? It's just, how are you going to get there without me? And then he says, I will take your hand in Krishna's hand and join them.
Yes.
Just that vision of that gave me such a warm feeling.
In India, many times village children, they ride bicycle, and they can't go fast with bicycle. So sometimes some tractors, they go. So what they do, they catch hold of trolley. And then they don't have to do any endeavor, they will go by speed. In the same way, our sadhana, our bhakti may be like riding a bicycle. But we catch hold of Srila Prabhupada's truck and then we go back to Godhead by His mercy. Prabhupada said, I have key to the back door of spiritual world. If you just follow my instructions, you will come there. That's Prabhupada's assurance. Yes.
Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you so much for enlightening all of us. So you were mentioning that Smaranam is also one of the most important limbs. Yes, it is. Smaranam is the important limb of bhakti, because without Smaranam, everything what we are doing is of no use. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he was teaching Rupa Goswami, 22nd chapter, Madhya Leela, and Padma Puran also says the same, Smartavya, Smaranam.
That's the essence of all scriptures.
So within shaders, always remember Krishna, never forget him. So Smaranam, Rupa Goswami is also mentioning all the time, and you also said. So Smaranam is the key, and I just like that, what you have said. Yes.
Thank you. One thing I just remembered, one time Jayananda Prabhu was asked, Prabhupada's famous disciple, Jayananda Prabhu. He was asked, Jayananda Prabhu, how to remember Krishna all the time? Jayananda Prabhu gave a very beautiful answer. He said, I am so busy in serving Srila Prabhupada, I never thought about it. Actually, that's the answer. When we become absorbed in serving the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, the spiritual master, automatically Krishna Smaranam, the remembrance of Krishna will come. Another wonderful thing I just remembered. Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. There are many explanations our acharyas have given. One Sri Vaishnava Acharya gave very nice explanation. He said, Patram, very nice, leaf, tulsi leaf. Pushpam, flower. Then what is that? Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, fruit. Toyam. He's saying Toyam is not water. What is that Toyam? He said sweat. Sweat? Yes. You have to work hard for Krishna. You have to sweat for Krishna. And then you will get remembrance of Krishna. So every time we come to the temple, we render some service, we are preparing ourselves to remember Krishna. We are serving spiritual master, going out, distributing books, calling people to the program, serving the deities. All this hard work is for remembering Krishna. So thank you for bringing that point. Yes.
Along the lines of Smaranam, we learn in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna says, from me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. So this Smaranam, this remembrance of Krishna, obviously we have a component to it, but what is Krishna's side of our remembering?
Wonderful point. You heard it, everyone? Prabhu is saying, Krishna tells, Mattaha smritir jnanam apohanam char. Krishna tells, I am the source of knowledge, forgetfulness and remembrance. So remembrance of Krishna also comes from Krishna. Now, imagine a mother feeding his child, maybe 10-year-old child or 7-year-old child. How many chapatis mother gives to the child in first go? Yes, Mataji, to Keshav and Madhav, how many chapatis you put? Huh? Why not 4? Because she knows if she puts 4, they can't handle it, they will leave. They will waste. In the same way, Krishna is our mother. Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dhana Pran. He is our Mata. He is our mother. He knows how much remembrance he can handle at the moment. So he gives little remembrance. And then when we appreciate it more, he gives it more. We appreciate more, it gives it more. To the degree Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed the epitome of remembrance of Krishna, where he is seeing everything, connecting it to Krishna. Sthavara jangama dekhi, na dekhi taramurti, sarvatra hai ishtadevar spurti. He sees anything, he remembers Krishna. He sees a sand dune, he remembers Govardhan. He sees ocean, he remembers Yamuna. He sees trees, he remembers Tamal trees. Everything he sees, he remembers Krishna, because he could handle it. So we start with little remembrance. Okay, at least we remember to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We remember Prabhupada's name at least. We remember the deities. We remember little things. And then Krishna says, okay, he's appreciating that much. Let me give him more. Let me give him more. Let me give him more. And that's how the remembrance becomes more and more prominent in our life. Srila Prabhupada in his life displayed it. In Los Angeles, Prabhupada's quarters, he was sitting. Sunlight is coming on Prabhupada. So one devotee went, closed the curtains. Prabhupada said, why did you do that? Krishna was embracing me through sunlight. Have you experienced it? Sunlight? Really? But Prabhupada is experiencing Krishna in the sunlight. So that's remembrance. That's the epitome of remembrance. Because he could handle it. So the more we, that's what I was discussing, the more we eager to serve, the remembrance will come. And the more remembrance we will have, more eager we will be to serve. So it's supportive to each other, supplement to each other. Thank you. Anyone else want to add something? Thank you very much, and please forgive me if I've spoken anything which is displeasing to you or offensive. I am not a very experienced preacher. I am just learning. So, considering me as your son, please forgive my offenses. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.